Hi, welcome back to Celebrating Culture. I'm coming to you from Veterans Square in Metairie, Louisiana. In this episode, we're going to showcase Mardi Gras crews in the neighboring cities of New Orleans. In Mandeville, they celebrate Mardi Paws for dogs. We also have a crew from Algiers, Louisiana that now parades in New Orleans, the Crew of Allah. The Crew of Allah really showcases the philanthropy of Mardi Gras. Not only do they allow floats in to honor veterans, but they also have floats for Covenant House, which is for homeless youth, and for breast cancer survivors and breast cancer research. The Crew of Allah presents a great opportunity for organizations to create awareness and fundraise for their causes. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Our news spent 5 years touring Louisiana. We've interviewed countless numbers of people. The people that make it happen, that put on Mardi Gras, the chefs, the artists, the backbone of Louisiana. We've taken those interviews and made a show called Celebrating Culture. But we've also taken those interviews and put them in a tour app, New Orleans Insider Tours. To download the apps, all you have to do is point your phone at the flow code in the camera mode. Once you have the app downloaded, you'll have access to putting together the best game plan to experience in Louisiana. You can start with Little Palermo, which is 50 points of interest on the Italian community, and then go to Statue Stories and Spirits, over 150 stops in the French Quarter and CBD. Where to dine in New Orleans, what rooftop bars give you the best view, how to see the Gulf of Mexico from the coastal towns, driving up to the Bonnie and Clyde Museum near Shreveport, or up to Vicksburg. New Orleans and Louisiana are must-see for everyone, and there's so much to see. So we hope you enjoy it, and as we say here, let the good times roll. Hi, welcome back to Celebrating Culture. We're here at St. Michael's School, and I'm with Tricia Grishaw. Tricia, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So this is amazing. This is going back to 1979?
Yes, it is.
How did it start?
The year of '79 with Lee strike. Mardi Gras was being canceled. One of the children who attended St. Michael's called her dad very upset. There was not going to be any participation for the children. He said, hold it, we'll do something. He got together with 4 of the men. It was Tony Fazzola, which was the child's daddy, Ed Taylor, my husband, Bill Grishaw, and Sal Sy, and Tim Knight. They got together, they collected some money. I went and bought beads. They called the school and said, pick your king and queen. We're coming there to do a second line for these children and make them happy.
What a great idea.
Since then, it's been 41 years that we've been doing it. The 41st time, I should say. And it has grown. Different men have gotten involved, different ladies have gotten involved, so it went from the uncles to the aunts and uncles.
So you guys have adopted St. Michael's in a way.
Yes, we did.
And also financially, though.
Oh, yes. The collection's made from the people who come, and they give whatever they can, some little, some a lot. We collect, and every year that we give, it goes towards either tuitions or something that they need in the classroom. And as Sister Lillian, the founder of St. Michael's, said, children don't always understand the amount of money, but they do understand this will buy a lot of pizzas.
That's what I heard. It bought a van.
Oh, yes.
Tell me the van story.
That came from a special gentleman. The year after Katrina, a lot of our gentlemen were very fortunate that their businesses did very well. And they stepped up to the plate. Not only did they give extra, but they provided a van where none of the money that we donated had to pay for it. One gentleman came up and said, the van's extra, you got it.
And the Shriners are here.
Yes, we have a gentleman that got involved with the Shriners. He said, let me get some clowns, let me get some buggies, let me get some motorcycles. And whoever can participate that day, they show up, and the children, it's just like a parade. They come in with the sirens and everything, and the children get so excited and enjoy it so much. They really do.
And then the 610 Stompers.
They got involved about 6 years ago. I was aware of them doing other fundraisers. One of the boys who started the 610 Stompers, when I owned a restaurant, he was a waiter. And so I got in touch with Brett Patron, and he said, no problem, Miss Trish, my guys are coming. And they've been involved ever since, and the children just love it. They love it.
They have a special personality because they seem like they dance with the kids.
Yes.
They embrace them so much.
They get involved. They're not just there doing their thing. They pull the children up, and some of the children dance and get excited.
Now, what's with the Blue Roses?
The Blue Roses, Sister Lillian, who began this school, she always says that the children are like a blue rose, that they have to be treated with special care. So she adopted the children as a blue rose. So if you're a first attendee of our day, she presents you with the blue rose. The school presents you with the blue rose of a symbol of what you just helped out, those special children.
And then today, the students actually put on a dance of thank you.
Yes, they have a group of girls from different ages. They have the cheerleading group. They also have a dance group that performs sometimes. And today, which surprised us and made us happy, they had a little keyboard player who played a special song for us to thank us for being there for them.
And then Bacchus has gotten involved.
Oh, Bacchus has been involved since day one. They have contributed everything that they can. The beads, the cups, participation. Couldn't do it without them because the majority of everything that we throw to these children comes from that organization.
Adrian, Bacchus is very involved with bringing Mardi Gras to St. Michael's. How was it today?
It was amazing. The kids were so excited, and Bacchus is always so excited, of course, to be part of this with St. Michael's.
So Bacchus supplies the beads, the cups, the throws?
Since 1979 with Ed Taylor, Bacchus has been involved with this in supplying beads, cups, and now, of course, we'll be changing throws as throws change in Mardi Gras. We'll be supplying that for St. Michael's as well.
And Bacchus does a lot of community work. I mean, that's been trademarked.
Always. Since 1968, Bacchus has been involved in the community, and we've been with St. Michael since 1979. The kids look forward to it, the Bacchus members and the Bacchus riders look forward to it. Not only that, but even into the future, we're going to even be doing more and more.
It's a very touching day, and it's just great to see the way the community has stepped up. And the smile, I mean, I've seen so much happiness today.
The children are just, they're overwhelming. They really are, because they take it in and they appreciate it. And you can see the joy that your little second line and your little beads that you're giving out brings joy and happiness to them.
And if somebody wants to help, they can go to St. Michael's School.
Yes, you can notify Miss Ann at St. Michael's. They'll let you know how to get in touch with us, or you can get involved with their other fundraisers. They have a Blue Rose Ball and they have a Chef's Charity, which is sponsored by very well-known charities.
Names on the building.
Yes, very well-known chefs in the area.
Trish, I want to thank you for being on the show.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of Celebrating Culture. Celebrating Culture is brought to you by Awe News. Awe News also produces New Orleans Insider Tours, which are 10 self-guided tours of New Orleans and Louisiana. To download the apps, all you have to do is point your phone at the flow code in the camera mode, and you're ready to really experience Louisiana. We're here today with the crew of Allah, and I'm with Stanton McNeely III. Stanton, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Charles. It's a pleasure to be here.
What does Allah stand for, actually?
Well, we started in 1932 in Algiers, Louisiana, so the west bank of the city of New Orleans. And what has happened over time, and now we're in the 21st century, 2019, Allah stands for the crew for all. And that's a community-oriented focus that we have as the crew.
As opposed to originally it was Algiers, Louisiana.
That's
correct. But now like that, you've made it just all.
That's correct. And so it really, for a lot of people, means both things, right? I mean, our origins and our founding in Algiers, but now it's the crew for all, and that's something we've done since we've come to the East Bank, as well as welcome women to the crew and people from all backgrounds, too.
And you now have a lot of social philanthropy going on.
Absolutely right. We have done a lot in the prior years with respect to breast cancer research and supporting the Crew to Pink and their partnership with Tulane Medical Center and research for a breast cancer cure.
I'm with Miss Hillary Moise. Miss Hillary, welcome to the show.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're with the Crew of Pink. What do you do?
We raise money for breast cancer research, and we give our money to Tulane. And we're all volunteers, and we're here to get the word out and have people donate to us and come to our Pink Bra Run, which is May 11th. That will start in Gretna and goes to Algiers Point, and then we have a big party there that Allah is going to put on.
Are there survivors in your crew?
Oh, yes. There are quite a few on the float.
If someone wants to find out more, how can they reach you guys?
crewtopink.org.
And this year, we're excited that we're partnering with Covenant House of New Orleans and serving their ministry and supporting them with special doubloons that we have for their crew. And we sell this to the entire crew. We sell these doubloons to all of our riders.
And you promote your members to buy it, and then all the proceeds go to Covenant House.
That's correct. All the proceeds go to Covenant House. And also we sell it to the general public if they're interested as well.
The crowd will get these doubloons, so it creates awareness for Covenant House.
That's right.
They're on a float.
That's right.
They're throwing them. So you also provide them that opportunity as well.
Exactly right. So the participants of the parade, the viewers of the parade, the riders, of course, in our crew are all involved with this community-oriented mission and purpose. And then, of course, we have the executive director, Jim Kelly, riding in our streetcar float, as well as some clients served by Covenant House as well. So we really personify in their participation in our parade the community-oriented mission we have.
And I'm with Jim Kelly of Covenant House, who is the featured nonprofit this year for the Crew of Allah. Jim, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Covenant House is so much about the community coming to care for our kids. We're not a governmental program. 80% of the funds we have comes from people like you. And what I've seen in the 33 years I've been at Covenant House is New Orleans has a big heart. And when young people have been abused or assaulted, the violence and trauma, New Orleans comes together to say, we want to help those kids get back on their feet. We want to renew their spirit, and we want to launch them.
You guys came in to deal with homelessness, really, and
That's
youth.
Right. Homeless youth, and at-risk youth. That's the population we care for. And, 90% have been physically or sexually abused, right? Lots of our kids have ended up in the foster care system, sadly, in the juvenile justice system. 25% of the young people who walk through our door have been involved in human trafficking or sexual labor. And it's really just horrifying and evil. That's the only way to describe that kind of a business. And I'm glad that we're finally starting to wake up, but we need more resources. We need to see stricter penalties, right? Not misdemeanors, right? We got to shut this down, and we can.
Someone wants to find out more about Covenant House. Where do they go?
CovenantHouseNOLA.org. All the opportunities to volunteer, to donate, and of course, we're always seeking prayer.
I'm with the Queen, Shannon Land Martz. Shannon, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So how awesome to be a queen.
It is, it's a blessing.
I understand besides the social philanthropy of Allah, as queen, you get to bring in your own group.
I do. We've supported Easter Seals this year. We've done diaper drives at all of our events, at our coronation, at our ball, several of our meetings that we've had. We ask that our members and their friends bring in diapers so that we can make a donation on behalf of the crew of Allah to Easter Seals this year of Louisiana.
That is great. And so Allah's been around for, I guess, over 80 years now.
Yes, since 1932.
1932.
Yes.
And the theme of social philanthropy for New Orleans, there is such a need. And it's just great that the community has moved to make sure Mardi Gras is part of that.
Absolutely. That's just our foundation, is to give back to our community.
So Shannon, tell me about Allah becoming co-ed.
Okay, so in the summer of 2014, Allah became co-ed, and I was the first female to join Allah. I was very proud to do so, and here I am 5 years later, queen.
So how many women are in Allah now?
About 40% of our crew are all women. We have one dedicated float for the ladies of Allah, but there are several ladies on each one of our floats.
The maids have a beautiful costumes.
Aren't they gorgeous? Yes.
So how are those picked?
Our maids are representative of our theme. Our theme this year is Are We There Yet? So we have a maid that's Oktoberfest. We have a maid that's New York City. We have a maid that is Paris.
So the costumes are just so elaborate.
They are gorgeous.
Is it hard moving in with these headsets?
They're a little challenging. On the floats, it's easier for our maids because they are affixed to a standing PVC where they can duck underneath it and travel around the floats to throw and to greet guests. But otherwise, yes, if you're walking around, they can be a little daunting.
You're a beautiful queen.
Thanks so much for having me.
I want to wish you a great ride. And I understand you guys helped the military out. That there was a military group of veterans.
That's correct.
They were trying to get started in Mardi Gras, and you guys gave them a foothold.
That's correct. When we made some of our transitions a few years ago, we partnered with Legion of Mars, and they participated in the crew of Allah for a number of years. And that was to support our military, our veterans, our service, and appreciation to them. One of the things that has happened since then is that they've flourished, and now they're on to bigger and better things, and that's wonderful for them. And we thought it was the right participation, right partnership at that point in time.
Also, a couple years ago, I was involved with the elephants, and you guys gave us an opportunity to parade and pass the word about elephants being an endangered species. And I want to thank you for that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the major piece of our King's float is the elephant.
It is. It just fits in. Stan, I want to thank you for being on the show.
Thank you,
And
Charles.
if someone wants to know more about getting in touch with Allah, how do they reach you guys?
All they need to do is go to our website. It's crewofallah.net. And they can reach us that way. Of course, they could find me on social media. I'm the communications person, and I'm vice president of the crew. So you can just look for me, Stanton McNeely.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Celebrating Culture. Our news spent 5 years touring Louisiana. We've interviewed countless numbers of people. The people that make it happen, that put on Mardi Gras, the chefs, the artists, the backbone of Louisiana. We've taken those interviews and made a show called Celebrating Culture. But we've also taken those interviews and put them in a tour app, New Orleans Insider Tours. To download the apps, all you have to do is point your phone at the flow code in the camera mode. Once you have the app downloaded, you'll have access to putting together the best game plan to experience in Louisiana. You can start with Little Palermo, which is 50 points of interest on the Italian community, and then go to Statue Stories and Spirits, over 150 stops in the French Quarter and CBD. Where to dine in New Orleans, what rooftop bars give you the best view, how to see the Gulf of Mexico from the coastal towns, driving up to the Bonnie and Clyde Museum near Shreveport, or up to Vicksburg. New Orleans and Louisiana are must-see for everyone, and there's so much to see. So we hope you enjoy it, and as we say here, let the good times roll. This episode is coming to you from Mardi Gras World in Blaine Kern Studios. For decades, Blaine Kern Studios has been making great props for all the Mardi Gras parades, and this is their den along the Mississippi River just outside the French Quarter of New Orleans. As you can see behind me, this elephant's a little bit threatened. He's got an alligator on his nose, he's got a python on his leg. It's gonna be a great, fun episode to see how the Great Tuskers of Awe use the Crew of Tux Parade to educate people about the threats to elephants and their habitat. Alex, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's nice to see you, man.
I recruited you this year to march in a parade as an elephant.
Eat a peanut, save an elephant. Eat a peanut, save an elephant.
And I don't know if you know, but you went viral. Over 1 million people saw you throwing a peanut throughout the country. That there was a video happened to be made while we were marching. Did they respond well on St. Charles Avenue as you were giving that message?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the rub here, right? Which is that everybody wants to be participant, and everybody loves elephants in this case, right? So it's an easy sell, right? I mean, you go around dressed like an elephant through the middle of Mardi Gras throwing peanuts at people with a smile on your face, and they all respond in kind, right? I mean, that's one of the deals, which is that we all do it together or none of us at all. And Mardi Gras is an experience where everybody is in it together, whether you're in the parade or on the sidelines. It's all a communal deal.
Or they would come up and say, what is this about? They wanted to know more, and there you have an audience, a captive audience of hundreds of thousands of people.
Yes.
Getting the message.
And a participant audience, that's part of it, which is, it's not just watching something on a television screen, not just reading a news release full of bad information, bad facts, scary things, depressing things, but rather it's a celebration of each other and our ability to move great things forward in a subtle way, right? I mean, doing this thing during Mardi Gras doesn't solve the environmental global crisis, but it as a piece to a much larger puzzle is the way that these things actually work.
Absolutely, yes.
Right? But so you got to put them in context, but the context's great.
There are a lot of college kids that come down here,
yeah,
and they're having a good time, but they also are taking that in. They're seeing that, and there was a reach out from people from Virginia, Florida that were at Mardi Gras thinking there's a way to get involved with this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, this isn't a local issue.
No,
so
it's a global issue, really.
Yeah, it's a global issue.
Save the elephants! Elephant! Elephant!
My name's Andrew Landseedle, and I'm a member of Delta Tau Delta's Beta Xi chapter at Tulane University. We march with the Great Tuskers of Awe during their parades throughout New Orleans to help raise awareness for the preservation of endangered species throughout Africa and the rest of the world. Our chapter has a strong focus on philanthropy and on trying to make the community and the world around us a better place. Before we left for the Tux Parade, we sang Delta Queen, which is a really old school song that's been in the chapter for years. We sang that to the Queen of Awe. And we had a couple guys from other chapters join in, like Alex Beard, who, oddly enough, I didn't even know was a Delt before we left on the parade. But as soon as we started rehearsing the song, he jumped in and was just so excited about it. So I just had a great time doing that.
My guest is the Queen of the Great Tuskers of Awe, Allie Weed. Allie, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I was crowned the Queen of Awe, the very first Queen of Awe this year. The Tux Parade, because it's founded by college students from Loyola, the best part is being uptown on the parade on St. Charles before you get downtown, because that's where you have all the younger generation who are more passionate about endangered species. And uptown, we had all the children in their ladder seats. You know, they were in their parents' arms running up to the elephants, telling us how much they loved elephants, and, you know, were demanding coloring pages, and they wanted more for their relatives, their cousins that weren't there with them. So when we were going down St. Charles on our bikes, following behind Peanut, we were in our elephant costumes, and we were all shouting, "Save the elephants!" Save the elephants! Save the elephants!
Save the elephant!
Save the elephant! what makes the Crew of Awe so unique is that we bring awareness through events year-round, and in Mardi Gras, everyone is used to typical Mardi Gras throws, the beads, the balloons, but with the Crew of Awe, we specialized in animal throws, particularly for the children, and the coloring pages, which is very unique and different, and it's something that they can bring home and actually look at and use and talk to their parents about the elephants.
This is a great opportunity to use Mardi Gras to create awareness. Hundreds of thousands of people come to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. They line the streets of Uptown and Metairie and other places looking at the parades and the floats. Elephants currently are facing extinction in the wild unless we take action now. Celebrating Culture is brought to you by Awe News. Awe News also produces New Orleans Insider Tours, which are 10 self-guided tours of New Orleans and Louisiana. To download the apps, all you have to do is point your phone at the flow code in the camera mode, and you're ready to really experience Louisiana. Here in Mandeville, Louisiana, at the Crew of Mardi Paws Parade with Captain Denise Ganiski. Denise, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Charles.
So Denise, you've been putting this show together for how many years?
22 years.
And it's fabulous. I mean, this is Jazz Fest.
We had a lot of people this year. It was great.
What has contributed to growing? It's a big community event.
It is. I think a lot of it is because everyone that puts this parade on is a volunteer. It benefits 4 volunteer nonprofits. And so people know us in the community because we've worked in the community for so long, and people love their animals. And we had some wonderful floats this year with all types of animals. We had a pig, we had a few miniature horses. So other animals other than cats.
And you have so many other people, vendors.
Yes, they come out. Those are mostly our sponsors. They want to, promote something usually animal related or child related, because all of the nonprofits help kids or canines. And this year we added the Ian Somerhalder Foundation because of his plans to build an animal sanctuary in the Lacombe, Mandeville area.
My name is Draven and this is Patricia. She was saved by Ian Somerhalder. One night somebody ran her over and then backed over her, and she has no leg, and it cost $2,500 almost to save Patricia. So me and my mom decided to adopt Patricia, and we just got done with Mardi Paws, and it was really fun. Patricia got to be in the parade.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What did you think of the parade?
It was great.
Now, you're pretty involved with saving animals.
Uh-huh.
What do you like about that?
What I like is I get to save so many animals, and it makes me feel good because I'm actually doing something for the environment.
You're with ISF.
Uh-huh.
Are you the youngest ISF member?
Uh-huh.
Why is ISF important to you, and why did you want to join?
I wanted to help.
Teresa, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So, Teresa, you've been involved in environmental issues for a long time, and now animals as well.
Yes, absolutely. I got sick, and that's how I got into environmental issues, and got involved with the Ian Somerhalder Foundation, and I decided to take care of all living things. The Ian Somerhalder Foundation doesn't just cover animals or just the environment. It covers our citizen rights, animal rights. We speak at Congress, we do protests, and we use our constitutional rights to secure a brighter future, that is, for our youth. I am a crew leader. I represent the Gulf Coast region. ISF is in 87 countries now, and there's just over 75,000 of us now as of this morning. The animals are very, very important to all of us, and specifically to Ian, being a Bayou boy and being from here in St. Tammany, and his family still being here. The animals disappearing and becoming extinct would be devastating for him as well as all of the people that grew up here. We're used to going out and seeing fish and seeing the wildlife, the alligators that we're not scared of. When it comes to big species, and you think about your children seeing elephants, rhinos, or going to a zoo or to different countries and them not having that opportunity, that's heartbreaking, not only to him, but to us as well. Together we collectively work on saving just about anything and everything that lives.
Ian did this a couple of years ago.
Yes, in 2014.
Has his celebrity status helped grow the parade?
Yes, I think so. Just because in 2014, a lot of people were still coming, but this was a new breed of people that came because they were fans of Ian and the fact that he was giving back in his hometown. The people get into this spirit, you know, especially with our court. You can see that each year we name a court and they're screaming for the court, or our grand marshals. The royal hares throw these beautiful golden dog droppings, and the past court throws purple dog droppings, and of course the peons and the crew just throw regular brown dog droppings.
Oh, that's funny.
So it really makes it we try to make it fun.
Mandeville is actually it's about 8,000 people in Mandeville.
Yes.
So it's a small town on the lake.
On the
North Shore, you're about 25 miles out of New Orleans. But it's a great drive to come over here and see a great festival.
Right.
And you're always the Sunday after Mardi Gras?
Always. We used to be the Mardi Gras event until the crew of Orpheus started rolling, and we were shocked that people chose them over us. So then that year, for rain, that was one of our only years we've ever had rain. We ended up parading the Sunday after. And the crowds were so large because people wanted more Mardi Gras. And Arthur Hardy each year gives us credit for being the only crew to parade after Fat Tuesday to avoid any competition. So that's our
if someone wants to find out more about Mardi Paws, what do they look for?
MardiPaws.com has all the poop.
And you have a Facebook page.
We also have a Facebook page. You can get to it from MardiPaws.com. It's the Mystic Crew of Mardi Paws.
Mystic Crew of Mardi Paws.
Yep.
Denise, I want to thank you for being on the show. It was a great interview.
You.
Hi, welcome back to Celebrating Culture. We hope you've enjoyed this episode on the social philanthropy of Mardi Gras. The dozens of crews of Southeast Louisiana put on a fabulous Mardi Gras. There's something for everybody, and we wish you the best of Mardi Gras.